everybody. Welcome to this week's Weekly Roundup. First things first, I wanted to provide a quick update on the Highway 16 bridge closure. So just as a reminder, this closure is a project done by the DOT, not the City of Watertown. And it is right on, they're just replacing the bridge deck, which is essentially just the road that goes over the bridge. But as a result, there's quite a detour. And because of that detour, obviously there's a longer posted detour for heavy truck traffic, but other people, just regular vehicles, are maneuvering throughout that area just on different roads they wouldn't traditionally travel on. And because of that, we've gotten quite a few complaints about a couple of things. And the biggest one is speed. So if you have to go a different way because of that Highway 16 closure and you're going through residential areas, please slow down. You know, there's a lot of families and children that run around, and wildlife actually in that area that goes through a lot of the different neighborhoods. So it's really best if we just kind of slow down and take it slow through those residential areas. And the second complaint that we're getting is about heavy truck traffic. So just as a reminder, if you're going on Water Street in the City of Watertown, it is not a heavy truck route. And so you cannot drive with a heavy truck on those routes. So please be mindful. There's been a ton of requests for additional enforcement there, both from the towns around us and from residents inside the community. So just a heads up and a reminder about moving through those areas a little bit more safely. Also, from the police department, there is a jury duty scam that's going around. This is largely stemming from the counties. So the counties provided us information. Callers are being called claiming that it is a county calling them, a county sheriff, saying that there's a warrant for their arrest for missing jury duty, and then they're having them pay. So just as a reminder, the Jefferson County Clerk of Circuit Court's office would never request for you to pay something like that over the phone. If there is ever a fine, it wouldn't be until after someone appeared in court, and then they would be given the opportunity to explain their failure to appear. So if someone calls you, it does seem very legit. I've heard it's quite sophisticated. So if someone does call you claiming to be that, just hang up, call directly yourself to the Jefferson County office. I wanted to provide a couple of updates on big projects. So a quick update on the town square. There is work happening. Someone asked me this week, what's going on there? There is work happening. It's just not anything that you would kind of see without really looking for it. So there's work happening on the seawall. That was really our first effort to undertake, because the DNR has requirements and limitations around when we can work in the waterway. So there are fish that spawn in the Rock River at various points of the year. And because of that, we can't work in the waterway during those times of year. So we started with the seawall work first. That's been ongoing. And then we're going to be moving into some stormwater work, which is also something that you wouldn't see just from driving by or walking by. So be reassured, though, work is happening at the town square. Bridge updates. I'm going to talk about two bridges. So the Main Street Bridge work, as a reminder, is largely done. What you see there is what will remain until the new bridge is constructed. And then we're also now beginning work on the Katy Street Bridge. One of the things we requested was for expedited funding so we could get that bridge rehab project designed. And so we're in that phase now. So we're doing design for the Katy Street Bridge rehab. So we'll see work happen there before we see work happen at the Main Street Bridge. Riverside Park bathrooms. So this is a big project for us this year. It's been an interesting process to work around designing a bathroom. I mean, there's nothing overly glamorous about designing bathrooms, and they're very expensive to design and to construct. But we're trying to do our best to balance the existing structures at the park, whether it's the shelter or the kitchen or the dance hall, to make sure that this new bathroom looks new and nice for the amount of money that we're paying for it, but still kind of matches the other buildings that are there. So we will be going to site plan review next week with some more detailed construction documents for the Riverside Park bathroom. So if you're really interested in seeing what it looks like, you can either peek at those packet materials, or you can wait till next week and we'll be posting a rendering of what that bathroom will look like. As a reminder, and I have been asked this a couple of times, will there be construction happening by Riverfest? Maybe. We're kind of continuing to clip along at the timeline that we have planned. If a substantial amount of work can be done before Riverfest, given the state of the contractor market and availability and supply availability, if a decent amount of work can be done before, we will do that. And if it doesn't seem like a lot of work could be done, or no work could be done before Riverfest, then the work would commence after Riverfest. Either way, we will be maintaining one bathroom in that upper area. So one restroom will be converted into both men's and women's, and that will stay open throughout the construction project. And then once the new bathroom is done, that other bathroom will be demolished. We suspect that project will be complete in the fall. On the recreation front, I shared last week, I think, that our watercraft rentals are up and running, which is great. I love seeing people weekend or during the week. I can see them right here from my office, paddleboard and kayak the Rock River. Something new this year, we are allowing you, if you're over the age, I think, of 18, to take those watercraft rentals off-site. So check out those new details. We're also offering 2 new yoga classes at 2 different levels of yoga ability. And swim lessons are up and running for registration for the summer. On the library front, they are doing Club Lego in the children's area on May 23rd. This is just a Lego building challenge, which I think is a good opportunity for kids of all ages to participate. And then please watch for more information on the Summer Library Challenge for children and adults. I think more information is coming out at the end of May, and then that challenge officially starts in the beginning of June. And then they're also doing a musical paint night for adults on May 26th. So check out the library Facebook page or website for more information on those. We have scheduled mayor meetups for the rest of this year. I just did one this week. And as a reminder, these are just 1-hour blocks of time where you can ask me any questions, and I'll do my best to answer those. We do them at varying points of the day. So a criticism we often get is, well, why don't you do them when people aren't working? And we have. I've done them on the weekends. I've done them in the evening. Believe it or not, those are the 2 that are not the most heavily attended. But regardless, we still are trying to offer varying times. So we're doing the morning, we're doing the lunch hour, we're doing kind of later afternoon, I think around 3 o'clock, and then we're doing an evening one as well. So if you're interested in attending any of those to share your opinion, to ask questions, watch our Facebook page for those official events to be created. I have a couple of announcements for upcoming community events that I'd love for you to put on your calendar. June 4th at 12 p.m. we will be doing the Interurban Trailhead grand opening. This one is going to be a little bit different. It'll be a little bit more casual, so not formal attire from those of us speaking, because we're going to be doing a bike ride after. So we encourage you to come in your biking gear, bring your bikes, and join us on June 4th at noon at the Interurban Trailhead, and then take a nice community bike ride after. We are planning on offering bikes for use, a few, and I think we're also trying to do some bike rides for people that perhaps don't have the ability to ride a traditional 2-wheel bike on their own as well. And then on June 25th, so later in June, the library is doing their grand open house from 9 to 11. Someone said to me this week, haven't they already done that? Well, sort of. Because of supply chain issues, we've been pushing off the grand opening for the library, waiting for all of the really magical pieces to be in the library. We still are going to have this event on June 25th without the big piece, which is this incredible hot air balloon that'll be in the children's area. It, again, is just vendor and supply chain issues that are prohibiting that. Hopefully it'll be here in July, but nonetheless, June 25th, 9 to 11 is the grand opening open house. It will surely be a good time. So jot that down and consider attending. With those 2 items, I wanted to just share kind of generally. I don't want to be overly specific, but I do want people to know there is a lot of just really exciting development happening in the community. I can't even really say it without smiling about it, because it is just a privilege to be able to be a part of projects that could really transform the community. So my colleague and I have been working on a handful of large projects. 3 I would probably categorize as major development. They're in varying areas of the community. They are a variety of different types of projects. Some are housing, some are commercial, industrial, some are more focused on childcare. We're trying to work still on hotels and restaurants. So there is a variety of work that happens day in and day out. But I hope if the town square taught us anything, that project started in 2014 and we broke ground this year in 2022. These development projects take time, and they take time because you have to obviously find the right site, you have to find the right community, you have to be able to ensure that you have the right capital stack, so the financing available. Some of those things are on grant cycles that only open once or twice a year. And then you need supplies and vendors and sites securing. There's just a lot of steps that happen behind the scenes before a shovel or a bucket ever goes in the ground. So all this to say, I just want the community to know there's a lot of really exciting potential development projects that we're working on, and I am encouraged that those will come to pass. Last, I just wanted to provide a quick update on jobs. So we have a couple of key positions. One is a part-time legal assistant. We have 2 additional part-time positions, a part-time fire inspector and a part-time library assistant. We're still doing recruitments for firefighter paramedics and police officers. And we will be posting either today or maybe Monday a posting for our park and recreation director, which will be an exciting new person to our leadership team. And then I have to say this because we're going to be posting on it next week. We need you people to be lifeguards. We want to be able to offer the widest variety of hours that we can for the aquatic center, but we can't do that if we don't have lifeguards. So whether you are a guard somewhere else or you've never guarded before, there are classes you can take. There's a class starting again next week, but we need lifeguards to consider joining our team. And then we're also still hiring for our seasonal parks labor as well. So that is all that I have. I do know, I saw maybe last night or earlier today, Jefferson County Tourism has a really neat post about something that might be good with the weather that we're having, which is kind of driving around the community and partaking in some of our area restaurants and kind of unique vendors and leisure activity opportunities. So check out Jefferson County Tourism for that. I know this weekend is Charlie Barron's. I'm bummed I did not get tickets, so we won't be going. But for everyone that's going, please have a great time. Be very safe in the choices that you make, but enjoy this really neat opportunity. Thank you to the Watertown Rotary Club for bringing him to town and for just offering something different for our community. For those of us that didn't get tickets, there's still a bunch of options, whether it's the Storybook Trail, the disc golf course. If it's rainy, hit up some of our local businesses throughout the community. There's plenty of stuff to do to enjoy the community this weekend. So with that, have a good weekend. See you back next week.